Yo, what is good, Marvin Garden enthusiasts? Today, all right. So, if y'all don't know about the YouTuber Kwite, basically, he had some allegations against him that he did like some sexual harassment type stuff, and bro, the whole internet jumped on him, bro, saying or just automatically assuming that he did it, and it turns out like it was all fucking not staged. What's the right word for it, bro? False allegations, basically. So yeah, man, it's crazy, bro. Like y'all dudes need to really watch like the women you're hanging out with, bro, or like dating or anything. And I ain't gonna lie, y'all dudes need to have cameras on you at all times, bro. Fucking install security systems, dash cams, cause bro, there. I'm not saying like every woman is like this. Like it's a very small portion of evil women that do this shit. But bro, they will try and fucking hit you with sexual assault allegations. I don't even know if I could say that on YouTube, but bro, it's crazy out here, man. Y'all need to carry dash cams and security systems so no one false accuses you. And you need to watch the crowd you're hanging out with. Like everyone on this video, it doesn't matter if you're a boy or girl, bro. Watch the crowd you're hanging out with, man, cuz shit like this could happen, bro. It's crazy out here.
A few
Let's
weeks
check it out.
ago, a big YouTuber named Kwite came under fire and got put in the crosshairs of the entire internet after some extremely serious allegations were levied against him. The allegations came from one person on Twitter in particular who released a massive document that accused him of some truly heinous things. And as a result, his ham was getting steamed, they were calling him a criminal,
Yep.
and just like the Thornberrys, Twitter went a little wild. They were judge, jury, and executioner and decided in the court of public opinion that Quite was already guilty on
Yeah.
everything he was charged with. So they labeled him a rapist. They were no longer allegations, all of it was presented as facts. This was as real as algebra now, and if you said, like, hey, maybe let's wait to hear from the other side for a moment, you would have been labeled evil. If you even tried to utter the forbidden phrase of for a moment, you would have been labeled evil. If you even tried to utter the forbidden phrase of innocent until proven guilty, you would have been burned at the stake like it was the fucking Salem witch trials. It's also important to
Facts.
mention that it was more than rape, too. They
Innocent
threw
till
the
proven
entire
guilty,
kitchen
bro.
sink at
Fuck.
him. Every fucking horrible term you could imagine was all getting flushed down quite like he was a goddamn public toilet. He was labeled many awful things, and 2 days ago he came forward to debunk the entire thing in an hour and a
He
half
even
long
showed his
video,
face. I don't
thoroughly
think he ever
going
showed his
through
face on a
every
video
single
before.
accusation and pretty much tearing it to pieces with an incredible amount of evidence and honestly just an incredible amount of bravery with some of the things that he publicly owns up to. Very personal, very big insecurities, such as like sexual performance and his anxiety regarding anything sexual, and even admitting to still being a virgin. There was a lot of things that he talked about here that I know for a fact couldn't have been easy, especially because now he put his face on it. Up until this point, Quite hid his face. He hid his actual identity, but because of all of these accusations, he was doxxed from it, as I understand, and he wanted to showcase how seriously he was taking everything. So he dropped the mask and the hoodie and put his real face on top of this stinky shit cake that he was served, and he just brought down the brass tacks and laid out all of the facts as well as all of the context and a significant amount of evidence supporting his claims and debunking the things that the accuser was saying. This is
Yeah,
probably
man. Y'all
one
need to
of the
watch the crowds you
strongest
hang around, bro.
rebuttals I've ever seen
Real
from an
talk.
internet content creator when faced with serious allegations.
And the
The way
people you
Quite has
meet up
handled
with,
this
bro.
is very
Like, only hold your family and your close homies, bro. That's it, man. I'm serious, bro. Like, y'all really need to watch out who you're hanging around. Like, just hold your family and close homies like that, bro. Like that.
very impressive.
Real
And the
talk.
response to it has been overwhelmingly positive in favor of Quite. Now, most people are starting to rally behind Quite and seeing a lot of the things presented by the accuser were either outright lies or manipulated half truths or completely misleading series of accounts of situations. It's all just not looking great. And in response, they've also posted I guess what was supposed to be a receipt proving that they've seen a therapist for PTSD, I guess, but that's all really pretty shady and sketchy and also not super important to what's being discussed here. So overall, just isn't looking good for the initial accusations. And I just want to kind of talk about this whole situation, not so much the particulars of it, because that's not my place to really talk about it. If you want to see the whole situation, I highly recommend going to Kwite's video to get a full grasp on all of it. What I want to talk about is the mob mentality that instantly formed against Kwite while being completely against hearing his side of it or listening to anyone that wanted to wait before fully forming their opinion. Because I caught a lot of shit for not talking about it for the course of 3 weeks, saying that I was trying to silence the story of a big rapist on YouTube.
That's how people are on the internet, man. Weirdos.
Horrible things.
Just
awful
weirdos.
shit. And I want to just talk about that because I'm not even surprised, because the general mentality on the internet is believe all victims no matter what and don't ask questions. Because everyone wants to believe the best in people. If a victim is coming forward, it's because they're legitimately a victim and everything they're saying is the truth. Every argument they're making, everything they're presenting is a fact, and it's all a 100% account of what actually happened in these situations. And it's kind of a naive way of thinking. Like, it's just extremely trusting. Like my dad. Like a week ago, my dad sent me a text saying, "Hey bud, I was playing Forza," because I got my dad into Forza. He's become quite the gamer now. I was playing Forza and I got a message from someone saying that I was really good and he wanted me to like sign up for his team or something, but I can't get the website to work. And I panicked. I was like, "Holy fuck, Dad, this is absolutely a scam. Don't you dare go to that site or sign up for whatever he's trying to sell on you. It's not real." And I know that was probably a tough pill to swallow for him. It probably broke his heart because he responded with like, "Oh, okay, maybe he didn't think I was good." And I had to reassure him. I was like, "No, Dad, I'm sure that wasn't the case. You were probably clapping cheeks out there. He's just, he's not being truthful with you. You can't just immediately trust complete strangers all the time. Especially in a situation where there's multiple people involved in the situation. It's important to get all sides of it so you get a full scope, a full educated look at everything going on. There's nothing wrong with seeing someone come forward and being like, "Holy shit, this is terrible. I'm sorry to hear all of that." Bro. But I'd like to wait to see all the other sides involved here before I fully form an opinion on all of this. Like, it's not that I don't believe you, it's that I'd like to wait to see everything before I fully understand what was going on here. And you can still, of course, be supportive of the victim that came forward, like, "Well, I'm really sorry to read all of these things, it's fucking horrible." But you don't have to immediately start getting the pitchforks and the fucking shield out, ready to go fight the person that's accused without ever even hearing their side first, right? Because the sad reality is, people can lie. That includes accusers that are coming forward against somebody. They could be telling some things that aren't entirely truthful, or maybe are a little misremembered or misleading. There have been cases of people just outright making shit up in order to hurt someone that they had a falling out with. There's been an unreal amount of cases like that. And it's something that I've learned the hard way. A very quick, great example is Mick Gordon versus Bethesda. With the Doom OST, Doom Eternal OST, there was a huge hoopla, a big fucking gross meatball of controversy in terms of Mick Gordon versus Bethesda. One of the higher-ups made a Reddit post accusing Mick Gordon of being lazy. It's all his fault. The OST's kind of shitty. Mick Gordon's just awful to work with. And I believed it. I took him at face value, even though he never even really provided real evidence to support his claims. It's just one of those things of, well, why would he come forward and lie about it? I trusted him. He was in a position of power, too, where it'd be really weird to risk his entire reputation and the reputation of his company to just outright lie about one of the most beloved artists in the video game soundtrack space. So it just didn't make sense to me, so I took it at face value. Like, damn, Mick Gordon must just be a lazy asshole. And you already know how that fairy tale ends. 2 years later, Mick Gordon drops one of the fattest fuck yous of all time with an unreal amount of evidence and receipts to debunk everything that was claimed by Bethesda and highlight just how awful all of it was and who was really responsible for the shittiness of the OST. Still one of the finest pieces of reverse, like, Uno card ever. And it came 2 years later after I and many others had already fully made their judgment on Mick Gordon's character based off of one accuser. And unfortunately, history repeated itself here, and everyone accepted all of these allegations as fact based on one accuser's account of all of it. And these are life-ruining accusations, fucking rape and a ton of other horrible things. Like those aren't goofy little silly accusations. That's not something you toss out willy-nilly like a
No.
fucking baseball. That can ruin your life. That
Yep.
will sink you. And people just ran with it. Didn't ask questions, didn't care to hear Kwite's side of anything. Everything Kwite did, they criticized. Like, I think he took down his Discord server and they took that as a deeper admission of guilt. Everything that happened only confirmed the accusations must be real. Everything
Yeah.
that didn't happen,
Drop my
the longer
Discord server,
Kwite
by the
waited,
way.
the more and more people were convinced that everything was truthful there because he's taking so long to respond. The guilt must be weighing him down. He's a rapist. And they kept pushing
Yeah,
that,
bro. The
pushing
internet.
that everywhere.
I don't know, man.
Twitter, all over the place. And now he's
Internet's
responded,
fucked up.
and the shoes
Like,
on
bro,
the other
and
foot. A lot of the people that
it sucks because it's like, bro, once something like once there's a real fucking sexual harassment or the R word, I don't know if I can say that on YouTube or not, but bro, once that really happens, they're not gonna believe the victim, man. And it sucks because there's so much fake allegations like this. Like once there's real allegations, like they probably won't be able to be believed. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Yeah, man. It's weird.
are calling him a rapist have at least publicly
Not weird.
eaten
It's fucked up. It really is.
shit on it and apologized to him, which is nice.
That's why y'all need to
Not
watch
all
who
of
you're
them.
hanging out with,
There's
bro.
some
I'm
holdouts
serious.
there that just still outright refuse to even listen to him, which is always the worst fucking mentality ever. Where, oh, I heard one side, I don't want to hear the other. Doesn't matter what you say, I will always think this way of you. Those fucking losers grind my ass so hard because it's clear you don't care about the truth. You just want somebody to hate, and this has given you a perfect excuse to hate someone. You have a new villain to attack because you didn't even want to hear the side that would offer more of an insight and help you get closer to the truth of the situation. It didn't fucking matter to you. You just want to stay mad forever and continue
fucked
to
up.
live this miserable life of finding people to hate online and having this list of people that you feel justified to attack and say horrible things to and about. It's fucking tragic. I hate that shit. But luckily, that's not everyone. That's only a small group of people that are, for some reason, still adopting that mindset. But yeah, anyway, just kind of wanted to talk about all of this because it's a pretty awful situation that I thought was worth going over at least a little bit. That's about it. See ya.
All right, guys. What do you think about all this? Let me know in the comments. And yeah, bro, like I was saying, just be careful who y'all associate yourselves with because you never know.